Welcome back. Economic leaders from all across the tri-states gathering tonight. It's all part of an annual two-day conference that hones in on economic improvement for rural towns.
That's right. And the focus is across 43 counties in Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. Last year's event was in Quincy. This year's it's in Burlington, Iowa. That's where we find WGEM's Claire Edlin live. Claire, what's the event all about and how's it going?
Daniel and Raja, where I am right now is this old theater in Burlington, Iowa, downtown Burlington, Iowa. Look how cute and charming this is, but you wouldn't believe that a few months ago it was a completely different story. It was recently revitalized. Economic leaders were just here to enjoy the experience of what this newly revitalized theater and the entire downtown has to offer. It's just one part of the annual Tri-State Development Summits, where regional leaders can learn from these developers how to improve their communities.
The great thing about it is that all of us, right, in rural America, we have these downtown theaters, and a lot of them are empty or closed and not being utilized. And so Burlington, Iowa did a really fantastic job of renovating the Capitol Theater, and now they have events throughout the year.
Tomorrow will be an early start and full day of learning for our regional leaders. Some key topics discussed will be workforce housing and recruitment, ports as business clusters, and AI. And someone from our very own Gem City will receive a prestigious award. More on that here tomorrow. Live in Burlington, Iowa, Claire Edlin, WGEM News.
All right, well, the Tri-State Development Summit started in 1993 with 36 counties. It was only this summer that 6 new counties in southeast Iowa were added, making it now a 42-county conference.